So greetings from Pennsylvania once again. I think we'll do another mail time video here tonight. It is a Monday evening, March 24th. Yeah, and if you watched my previous two videos where I was filming down near Monocacy Hill as part of Plan B. I was supposed to be out filming seals down in the Delaware Bay today, down near the ferry terminal in Lewes, Delaware, right near Cape Henlopen. They give like a boat tours. They go out into the Delaware Bay. You can see there's like a colony of seals that spend the winter there. So anyway, that's been rescheduled. Hopefully I'm doing that this Friday on the 28th. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm kind of glad they canceled because it was raining pretty heavily down there. So I wouldn't, because I was hoping to be able to go to the beach at Cape Henlopen and maybe do some other things. So now Friday looks really nice. I'll be able to do that. Anyway, so that works out better. All right, maybe catch up on a few other things here too as well. I'm going to talk about the Mercer Museum here in a moment. I'm going to probably make a whole video on that. Not to attack the Mercer Museum, but there's an issue with places like it, trying to get you to pay for a commercial filming permit. We talked about that whole deal with the National Park Service, going to national parks and stuff. I'll talk about that in a moment. But I did want to mention too, I know in a couple of videos I mentioned the guy, Andrew Cross from the channel Desert Drifter. He was in that car accident, had some serious brain trauma. Unfortunately, he did pass away, I think back near the beginning of March. Yeah, it was kind of sad. I mean, they had some decisions to make. The prognosis was not good. There was a lot of damage done to his brain, and they're going to have to move him from the ICU. There was two possibilities where they could take him. Neither was really the greatest choice in the world, to be honest. The one place they could have taken him, he would have been able to stay on life support. But you could stay on life support indefinitely, but are you really there? The other place was like some kind of comfort care place where you couldn't be on life support, but yeah. But I think they took him off life support, and then that's when he passed away. So, but yeah, he did pass. It is kind of sad, but he's on a new journey now. So I will miss his videos though, because he's one of the channels I loved watching. Just loved the way he filmed, the places he went. So, but anyway, so yeah, but he did pass on. Yeah, and the thing with the Mercer Museum, someone did send me a ticket some time ago. I tried to go there the other week. It seemed okay. I asked if I could film there. They seemed to be okay, but then they called down the one manager lady, and yeah, it turned out that I was going to have to pay an extra $50 to film. I'm going to talk more about this in another video. I can make a whole video here with this, but I'm not going to. And I said, what if I just take a few pictures? It's still going to cost you $50 just because I'm going to put it on YouTube. It's just ridiculous. Because basically, I mean, you're charging me. I don't know. It's just ridiculous. Yes, people say, Cliff, you're earning money. Yeah, but I'm not earning $50 for a video at the Mercer Museum, to be honest. So they're taking all the money I would earn and then some. I'm not going to earn anything. So what's the point of? I don't know. Plus, with as many subscribers I have and stuff, they're getting free advertising. That would bring money into them. So many of these places do this. Finally, like I said, the National Park Service, that's finally done away with. Well, the sun just came in. But yeah, they passed a new law because they were charging like $400 at some parks for you to film, which is ridiculous. Like I said, yes, you're earning money, but you're not earning. I mean, if they want to take some. But anyway, I gotta stop talking about that. Yeah, if you're the one that sent me this ticket, I can send it back to you if you send me your address. I'm not going back to the Mercer Museum unless they change that policy. I'm not going back. There's no point in me paying, an extra $50 just to film or just to even take one picture. That's just ridiculous. And no, I'm not attacking the Mercer Museum. The people there were wonderful. The two ladies at the front desk were super kind. Even a lady that came down to talk about the filming permit was really nice about it. But that's just a ridiculous policy in my book. I'm going to talk more about that in a future video. I've calmed down. When it first happened, I was like, I was kind of mad about it. I was like, this is ridiculous. It's bad business, to be honest. It's just bad business. Because I feel like, it's 2025, folks, get real. I mean, like, allow Instagram and YouTube to come to your place and promote what's going on there. A lot of these places need money, but I don't know. I gotta stop. I feel like there's something else I wanted to talk about too, but let's move on to the mail. I think I got enough here for mail time. We'll start with the first one here. This is from Debbie. one of the Debbies. Actually, it's interesting. My students, you know, they keep an eye on me, you know, on YouTube here sometimes. And my one was it this past Thursday. They asked me who Debbie was. It's just out of the blue. Sometimes we chat about other stuff. I was near the end of the period, and I was like, because it was all about context. We weren't talking about YouTube really, and they're like, "Oh, who's Debbie?" I'm like, "Debbie? Who's Debbie?" And they're like, "Oh, the lady that sends you all the snacks." You know, I was like, "Oh, that Debbie." Anyway, it's just kind of interesting. Speaking of snacks, we got the Nature's Bakery bars. Oh, it's empty. They're not all gone. I already have them out in my snack bag in the Jeep. I love these. I got this about a month ago, so I couldn't wait to eat these. But I love the Nature's Bakery bars. Also, the peanut-filled pretzels. I've been munching on these already. So, yeah. I'll always love the snacks. But thank you, Debbie, for those. My students, you know, I do try to keep things clean, like PG-13 in my videos and stuff, if you could use that term, because I do have, I mean, my students, they don't watch all my videos, but they check up on me every now and on YouTube, and so their parents and stuff, you know, and a lot of families like to watch my videos with their kids. That's why I keep things the way it is sometimes in my videos, so family friendly. Alright, a few other things, and I apologize if I'm sniffling. I'm getting a cold. I felt it coming on earlier today, and yeah, it's not really bad yet. Just got the initial phases of it. Hopefully it doesn't get real bad. Alright, I got a letter here from Bud. Thank you for the gift that was in there, Bud. But he says, keep doing what you're doing. Yeah, I will. There's a few other things there, but thanks. Even just little letters like that are appreciative. Keep doing what you're doing. Alright, then this came in. There was no name attached to this. It was from Amazon. Yeah, they just said like Amazon like fulfillment center. Yeah, a lot of times there's like a little piece of paper that tells you who it's from. Put that down there, but yeah. First I thought, oh, it's there a cap. I do like the color, but it's got more to it. It's got like an insect. So you can put this over. I have different insect nets, but I don't have one like this. So that's kind of cool though, because I like this. What I like about this one is that the net comes down here and where the cap comes out, so your face is back here. Some of the nets, when you put them on, they kind of like sit right in your face, but this sticks out. So I like that. So I think on buggy days, I'll just keep this in my bag. For those things. Occasionally, every now and then, you're out there, and the bugs are just intolerable. You know, the little tiny ones that buzz around, like there's like flocks of them around your ears. They just get to be so bad. I don't think they were that bad last year. It depends on where you are, what time of year. That sun is coming in. After my reposition the camera here, but yeah, so that's cool. I don't know who that's from. There was no name attached to it, but thanks to the next box here. I feel a sneeze coming on. I've been sneezing all day too. Yeah, this is from Don and Heather. They sent me some flavored spam. I have like the regular spam in my cabinet, but yeah, we got bacon spam and hickory smoked spam. So I got plenty of stuff to cook when camping season starts. I think I have my first trip planned out. I'm gonna be hiking, camping in Weiser State Forest over in what's called the Greenland Track, I think. Not a day picked yet. I'm still waiting for just a little bit warmer temperatures, but I think I'm gonna make my secret recipe hamburgers on that trip. But yeah, there's some spam. And then here's a letter from, it says Justin. Yeah, he sent me an article on Bigfoot here. Of course, the mailing label has a different name on it, but anyway. So yeah. PSU, so Penn State University student thinks he encountered Bigfoot on game lands near campus. So I could do a story on this one, you know, my Bigfoot and PA series. Some people have sent me Bigfoot stories, but they're outside the state. So I'll have to read over this one. Nice long article. I'll see if there's one that I can do. It looks like there's some substance to it. You know, some of the ones I find are just, some of the stories you find are just someone saying, oh, I was driving down the road at 4 in the morning and I saw something run across the road. That's their Bigfoot story. I can't really make a video on that, but if something has a bit more substance to it, will work. So I will look into making a video on that one. So thank you. All right, then I got a package here from. I can't read the name on there. It looks like Melanie. Wait. Yeah, Melanie. So she sent me a ton of, I think there's a card in here somewhere too. She sent me, yeah, there it is. I'll pull that out in a moment. But she sent me a ton of pamphlets and brochures. Other ones here that I'm interested in, the places I'm going. And there's a bunch of others over here too. A lot of these are different museums and things. I might run into that same problem with the commercial filming permit. But yeah, so a lot of stuff from West Virginia, Blackwater Falls. We've been where we were years ago. That's the first place I ever day hike Dave. I was down there in the parking lot at Blackwater Falls, and some guy says, "Hey, Cliff." I'm like, who in West Virginia knows me? And it was day hike Dave. That's the first time I ever met him. The Canaan Valley, gotta get there. Dolly Sods. Yeah, Strawberry Nuts from Pennsylvania. Cranesville Swamp. All kinds of stuff here. So yeah. I don't mind getting studies. I look through them. It gives me different ideas of places to go. Oh, here's a beautiful card she sent me. Look at that butterfly. We'll soon be seeing these this spring. Yeah. Thank you. Alright, so before I share the last box that actually came in today. That sun is like... This one I'm not really sure about. It came to my P.O. box where my YouTube mail comes into, but I'm not sure. There was no name associated with it. But yeah, it's a... I feel like I gotta block that sun, but... I have no idea. It's a DVD player. So it was sent from a company. Yeah, customer service, RPC facility. Down in Virginia. So I have no idea. I have no idea how that came to me or why. I don't know why a viewer would send that to me or why a company. I don't know. Maybe it was a mistake, but if you did send that to me, you can let me know. I mean, I don't know. Because like I said, it's not from a personal person. It's not like Amazon or even from Amazon. It's just from some other company. Anyway, I don't really know. But I almost didn't want to share it in this video because I don't really know if it was from a viewer. So, but anyway, in case it was, I thought he'd share. So I don't really know what's going on there. If you did send that to me, you can let me know in the comments. But and then one more package. Actually, it's 2 packages that came in today from Bill. Yeah, let me grab a smaller one. And in one box is a whole bunch of genealogy stuff. I'll have to look through all this. A couple times in my genealogy videos, I mentioned a mysterious lady known as Clotilde de Valois, and we talk about whether she exists or not. But this is a lot of the Valois family history in here, the different profiles and stuff. So I'll have to look through this. There's a lot of it here. Put that paper clip back on. So yeah, Bill, I'll look through this. Oh well, this paper clip came off. All right. There were some other cords that were sent, like HDMI cords and stuff. So I'm not sure. Anyway, when we get to the other stuff that's in here, hold on a second here. Big flat box. Hold on. This one's awkward. There we go. So a bunch of these instant potatoes, Idahoan, buttery home style. Are they all buttery home style? Yeah. I do eat these on my camping trips. Sometimes when I'm running late, I get to my campsite late, or just something you need a quick, you just mix these with hot water and boom, instant meal. random oatmeal packets in here. Looks like apples and cinnamon and maple and brown sugar. So these are suet. These are for like feeding the birds. Not for me. I guess if you're starving, you can eat those. Several cans of tuna, which I can use for camping. And this box got crushed a little bit, but I got a whole thing of green tea here. I'll add to my other. Actually, there's more. Is it all green tea? There's some other stuff in here too. Hold on a second. It's not just all. There's different ones in here. Well, maybe that's why the box is open. So there's the regular green tea. But then there's the lemon ginger, the chamomile. I have so much tea now. Yeah, more chamomile or chamomile, however you want to say it. Cool. Oh, there's others here. What's this one? Oh, peach and orange. Mango and pineapple. Maybe several others in there too. Some coffee filters. I do use those in my camping trips too. If I make coffee, there's that one. If you see me make coffee on my trips, these can get used. And also some paper plates, which I can actually really use on my camping trips too. Alright, so thank you, Bill, for those gifts. Yeah, as always, once again, thank you for those gifts. You never know when you open those boxes what's going to be in them. But yeah, once again, about the Mercer Museum, like I don't really do this ticket. I forget who sent it to me and what the address was, but I don't really know what. I don't want it to go to waste. Like if whoever sent this to me, if you can use this, or someone else could, because someone paid for this. They're not cheap tickets, but like I said, there's really no point to me going if I can't film or take pictures, and I'm not going to pay an extra $50 to do that. That's just not right. It's not fair, to be honest. Oh yeah, I mentioned going to go see the seals, hopefully on Friday, and then this coming weekend is the cherry blossom time in DC. For several years I've been thinking about going down there. I'm going to try to do that this year. Maybe on Monday the 31st, go down to see if we can catch the cherry blossoms down in Washington DC. It gets pretty nuts, they say, but I think I've figured out where I can find a place to park and stuff. But we'll see if we can do that. And my leg is feeling much better too. I know I've been talking about it in some of my videos. Some of you know I injured it some time ago. Got tendonitis. I guess the tendon swells all up, but it's doing a lot better. I can still feel it a little bit at times, but it's doing a lot better. It doesn't really affect my hiking that much anymore, so that's good. I know a lot of you are praying for me about that stuff, so that it's much better. All right, I think that'll be it, folks. As always, thanks for watching. Thanks for all the gifts. Stay safe out there. Hopefully we'll see you on the next one.